What's up, everybody? Sorry. I'm a little late, but as usual, what's the difference? I've always been late when I do this. So we're doing another Moto Amino live stream, and this is Interview with a Motorcyclist. And this we're going to have tonight. Our guest is going to be Stumpy Moto from our app as well. If you don't mind, sir, go ahead, introduce yourself and let the world know who you are. I did put your actual channel link in the description, but let them know about your channel as well, too, and what you ride.
All right. Obviously, I'm Stumpy Moto 616 because I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I did ride the CBR 600 RR, and I rode the Honda Shadow 750. But since with the name, I don't have a leg, I had to get rid of my CBR because I had to bend my leg too far back. I ended up like pinching my leg, so no more rocket for this guy. But I am riding my Honda Shadow 750, and I'm loving it. I've been beating the thing up lately.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance to check out some of these videos that he has on that thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, he rides the damn thing like it's like it is a crotch rocket.
Yeah, I try my best.
Balls to the wall, do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep, you can still make it fun.
The one thing I did want to ask as well to start it out for the views that we got, and we right now we don't have a whole lot of viewers. Hopefully we'll pick up some more. But the deal is you were riding a superbike before. How long have you been riding, period, total?
Well, I started off as a little kid on a little Yamaha PW80, little dirt bikes.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I always had fun on that, rode four-wheelers and stuff. And I think it was when I was 19, I ended up saving up enough to get a Ninja 650R.
Uh-huh.
And that was my first bike, my starter bike. I in my opinion, it is the best starter. 650, two-cylinder, but still kind of sporty, so you can still be cool if you want. And yeah, that was my first bike, and I love that thing. It was so much fun. It ended up blowing up on me on the highway, though. So I don't really even know how that happened.
We know how that happened. But that's probably called riding it way too hard.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did an oil change on it right before it happened too, and then I noticed it was low, like I must have been burning it. So I added more, and just a few days later, it blew up on me.
And then after that, what did you get into?
Yeah, after that, obviously, I just wanted a bike, so I did some trading, traded some guns, and got another big dirt bike, a little KX 125, but that thing scared the hell out of me, so I sold that. I traded it for it was a 1981 Yamaha Borrego. It was a bobber, like a chapter rear end and all that. And that's when I had that for half a year, and then I got hit by a drunk driver June 22nd of last year, and that was the accident that caused me to lose my leg. Yeah.
Now, do you mind actually talking and discussing about your accident?
No, I don't mind. I don't remember any of it. I was in shock. So what I can tell you though is the worst part of it is it was a Honda Civic that I got wrecked by. It's like, really? All that damage from the little Honda Civic. But yeah, I was going through a blinking yellow light, and this guy had a blinking red going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But I went through the intersection, and he didn't stop or nothing. Just hit me, took me to the opposite side of the intersection. When my bike hit the curb, I just went flying, and from there on, I don't remember anything. But they tried to save my leg, but there wasn't enough of it left. And I had it all wrapped up and still on there for like 3 days. See what was going to heal and how much was going to be able to be usable and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spent about a month in the hospital after that and did therapy and had to wait a long time to get a leg. Had to wait 6 months at least. And then finally got my prosthetic, and now I'm back at it, going harder than ever.
Yeah, before we started, I talked about a little bit about your trailer video on your channel, and you guys check out his channel, and you'll see on his videos. I did put the description in the link in the description as well too. But he has a trailer video, his first ride after losing his leg. I think this was about 5 months ago, I think.
Probably it was in January.
Yeah. So, and that was how long? So that was almost going on what now 8, 9 months after your accident.
Yeah, it was probably the first week that I brought my leg home. Get a
So
little mixed up, but
I know a couple of guys and girls that actually have prosthetics from my career, but transitioning from having the ability to go out and get on your bike prior or previous to the accident, and then I'd say it is about 7, 8 months after your accident, going through your therapy, going through the time of waiting to get your prosthetic, and then you jump right back on a bike, and here it is, February, just about. It's still a little cold outside.
oh yeah, it was cold, but I
How were
warmed
you?
up enough for the streets to clear out, so I was getting out there. I had to. I was.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was still a little bit of wetness on the streets that day too, as well, when you went for a ride. Because you just went like to the gas station or something.
Yep, yeah. Then around the block, but
And I don't want to tell the whole video. You guys got to go see it. I don't want me sitting here commentating the video itself.
yeah, I got a
But
little excited. I got a little excited for sure.
so the reason why I ask you to actually be a guest on, in all honesty, it does have to do with the fact of your accident.
Yeah,
Previous your accident, you rode, and then unfortunately, here it comes. In on June of last year, you have an accident where you're hit by a driver in a Honda, and after being in the hospital and finding out that you're going to lose your leg, which a lot of viewers may not know, it is your right leg from your knee down.
yeah. I have 9 inches below the knee, so it's a below knee amputation.
Okay.
It's pretty much as good as you can get when it comes to that.
The guys and girls that I know of, um, regardless of the situation itself, it's a traumatic experience, obviously. What were your thought processes when you were sitting inside the hospital during recovery? What were your thought processes that you had that were the most dominant thoughts about this aftermath of the accident?
I just thought that it was just a sign, to take my life a different way, to look at life differently. I was lucky enough to have a second chance. I had to get 4 blood transfusions while I was in the hospital. I was really close to not making it.
Wow.
And so, it really taught me to count my blessings, and that's what I was doing. I don't think I ever dwelled on it. I never really dwelled on the fact that this has happened to me. Um, I got a small settlement from the guy because he was in the wrong.
Right.
And I was able to set up my family, I bought a house, was able to get me and my old lady new cars, got myself bikes, I was able to get myself where I want to be.
Got you.
And it's been worth it to me, to go through all that and to be where I am today. I'm thankful for everything that's happened to me.
Now, I'm gonna have to ask this. I'm not too. That's a lie. I am controversial, but I'm gonna have to ask this. This is not too controversial. The question is, um, obviously, I have some age on me, brother. You don't look like you got age on you at all.
I'm
Do you
23.
mind telling us how old?
23.
23 years old.
Yep.
23 years old, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Coming from you, you don't know me for squat. We've never met before this, but I'm 46 years old and seen enough to sit back and say there are times that I wish I didn't see. But to hear what you just said in reference to your mindset, your thought process while you were recovering in the hospital, and then after your recovery, and you say you count your blessings and you're looking forward to the things that are coming. At the age that you are, I know people that are my age that they couldn't, or they would have a serious challenge moving forward.
Yeah, I understand that too. I mean, I don't give anyone a hard time for doing that because it's easy to do. It's easy to turn down that path. But I don't know, there's just two ways to go about it, and I didn't want to dwell on it. I just wanted to move on and see what
Gotcha.
more I can do with my life now, you know?
Yeah. And then too, I thought for me, what I saw is that it was inspiring to see that when you stated last year, June 22nd, I had this accident. This is what happened. And as I said, I just want to try to cap. I don't want to go through the entire video and spoil it for people because they need to see the trailer themselves. But let me ask you this. That day when you did get on, and that was the first day you got back on a bike since the accident,
Mm-hmm.
what were you really feeling? What were your emotions at that time? Or matter of fact, before you got on, how about what were you feeling before when you decided that I'm going to go out here today and start her up and get on a ride? What were you feeling at that time?
I was just so excited, you know. I put my leg on. I was able to walk at home. I walked through my house for the first time, you know, just everything was just going crazy. My emotions were everywhere. And of course, my brother was over with me too at the time, and I jumped on the bike and he got in front of me. He's like, "No, you're not going anywhere." I was like, "Nah, dude, you gotta get out of my way. You know I gotta do this." And after prodding at him for 5 minutes, he finally moved out of my way, and I was a little nervous at first, but after riding, it was just pure joy. Just being able to do this again, you know, thinking in my head how it was going to be that so much harder, but really it just felt like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know?
And obviously that's not just passion, but that's ultimate love you have for riding, period. And it's not a certain bike, but it's just riding.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Now, I know I shouldn't, and Domer just made a comment in the live chat too about it, but I'm still stuck on this age thing, and there's a reason why. There's a reason why. But the thing is, man, is that I need to say this so everybody who does watch it or who is watching now can hear it, and it can't be erased because we know this is the internet. Once it's out there, you can't take it back. I'm 46 years old, seen enough to not want to see it again, or seen enough to sometimes want to unsee. But the truth is, to see you and to hear what you're saying now, it's inspirational. In all honesty, your
Thanks.
attitude, your entire thought process, the passion that you have for riding, period, after the accident, before the accident, that's inspiring because you're not sitting back. Not once so far have you said anything in a negative context. You haven't said that now it's difficult to do. You haven't said anything in reference to that. All you've done is just kept moving forward. No pun intended, but step by step, you're moving forward, doing what you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's amazing. I think that's real amazing.
And that's also what I'm trying to do with my videos, too, you know? If I might inspire one person to rise above their situation and go for it, you know, just to try it, you know? It never hurts to try. Never hurts to try something new, something to make you happy.
So what actually? Because I do want to ask, what actually had? How about this one? Prior to your accident, what did you like riding the most? What style? What type of bike? What did you like riding the most?
A sport bike. I definitely like my sport bikes. I'm still young, you know. I'm still into that whole scene. So I really did like having it, but even now, after the crash, I don't mind being on a bigger cruiser. And I couldn't really even hit the back brake on that CBR anyway, so that was a little sketchy.
And then you got new bikes. You got a new bike now that you're riding as well too in your videos. Can you tell me what made you choose what you're riding now? Did it have to do anything to do with your leg loss of your leg?
A little bit, yeah. I definitely wanted to be on something more comfortable where I didn't have to bend my legs so far, where I could just kind of sit back with my legs in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my buddy's old bike, and he gave me a really good deal on it, so I really didn't want to pass it up. And it was actually a Shadow 750 was one of the first bikes I ever rode. Before I had my Kawasaki Ninja, my boss had a Shadow 750, and he actually let me take that home and ride that around. So it kind of had a little bit more meaning to me too, being a bike that I already had rode in I already knew I liked.
Right.
And I love that bike. It's so comfy.
Now, when did you get on the Moto Amino app? You got an idea when you got on it?
I'm really not sure. I've seen it on one of the big moto vloggers. I think it was like Do It With Dan or Chase on Two Wheels, or I think even Moto Nasty talked about it. But I keep up with a lot of the bigger guys, and I've seen it on one of their videos and decided to check it out, and I've been using it ever since.
So what do you think about, and I use this word a lot and I try not to use it loosely because it means something to me, but the community of the app itself, how do you feel about the app, period, when it comes to that as a definition of community?
It's like that one town that everybody wants to go to. You know, I mean, everybody's nice. You know, you don't hear people being rude or giving, you know, like constructive criticism is one thing, but being an a-hole is another. And I haven't seen anyone be straight up mean or try not to be nice and give their own advice. You know, it's like Facebook for nice people. You know.
Yeah, I actually did describe it as that a while back when I first got on, because I'm not a huge fan of Facebook, but we don't have all that drama for your mama kind of stuff on the app as much as, let me put it that way, as much as it can be on Facebook.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, and everyone I talked to was great. And everyone that I've met more people from Moto, you know, than I have on Facebook, just riding around, meeting people in my area.
And you recall one of your videos you got titled "Why You Motovlog."
Yep.
Without giving any information to give away the video itself, but can you give us the reason why you actually chose to do that? Because, well, were you motovlogging before your accident?
I got my GoPro and I never got a mic. I was always too scared, you know, of posting my stuff and putting myself out there, I guess. You know, I was worried about lashback or anything like that. But after my accident, it gave me the confidence to really go for it and jump right in it.
Gotcha. And what do you want to convey out in your videos, your motovlogs, to people who are going to come into being your subscribers and viewers, period? What do you want them to see about who you are?
I'm just like everybody else. You know, I got one life to live. I like to enjoy it. Sometimes I may have too much fun, but that's okay, you know. And you know, just for people to not hold themselves back, you know, don't say I can't. There's so many people that say I can't to everything, and I cannot stand that. I can't stand that, you know.
I got a pet peeve on a statement when I came home. One of the things I heard groups of people always say, and people still say it, it's just something I'm not accustomed to hearing nor accepting, but that it is what it is. That's one of the statements I'm not too keen on. I agree with you. I don't want to hear I can't. I would rather hear, and I guess this is something they drilled into us a whole lot for all that time I was in, is I can find a solution. I can figure this out. Not I can't. And to hear when I came home people saying it is what it is, it kind of reflected to me that you're saying the same thing as I can't, where you're saying I have no control. I can't change things. I can't do this. I can't do that. It is what it is. When you can really truly say it is what I make it. And to be honest with you, you can be the typical poster child of it is what I make it, because I don't know. I mean, I like I said earlier, I know some guys and girls who have been in incidents and lost a limb, and it was very difficult for them to push forward. You know, a lot of mental anguish, a lot of mental stress, a lot of physical anguish and physical stress. And to hear you talk and hear you speak, I would love for them to make sure that they see this as well, so they can see how encouraging it is. And I can guarantee you, from the community that I'm from, if they heard you say it, it would boost and push their morale as well too. I can guarantee you that, because, and that has nothing to do with your age. It just has to do with the simple fact that there's a similarity between you and them, on where here I was one day this way, and now here I am this way, and I have to live my life and not be the way I was. and from what I gather from hearing what you said earlier, counting your blessings, some people may look at it and not think that a lost leg is a blessing, but or losing part of my leg is not a blessing, but they could sit back and say, on the other hand, this is a hurdle or a challenge that I can get over, and move forward through, because there shouldn't be nothing that should stop you. And obviously, I think you've proven that not too much can stop you.
No.
Not the way you go around corners on that damn shadow, to be honest with you. I don't think too many of these guys and girls on here who are watching will know that you actually had this incident happen to you last year, the way you ride on that shadow through a lot of corners. And that's another video you guys need to check out as well too. I'm not giving too much information on that one.
You're all right.
Now, if you had your choice, and obviously I think you did, and you did, I caught the answer from the question I'm about to ask you, but I want to ask it again so other people can clearly get that information. You chose the bike you have now, and you had your reasons for choosing it, but if you had an opportunity to choose any bike currently at the stake right now, would it be the same, or would you choose something different?
I mean, if it if I could just go choose any bike, of course I'd go get something different,
All right, so there's the trick to it then. I'm going to have to throw a monkey wrench in this one. Money's no object.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to have another accident to gather any cash on this one. We're just going to give you no limit check, and you get to choose any bike you want, but it's only one bike. Which one would that be?
I'd probably go to an adventure bike, honestly. I think I might make that switch, into retirement and get an adventure bike.
That, to be honest with you, man, that's a cool answer to hear you say, because you're not getting it just to ride around town, obviously.
Yeah. No, I want to do some real traveling, and I'm in Michigan. There's some cool stuff around, but not a lot. I want to go see the mountains or something. Go out to Colorado, something cool like that.
Well, Maniac Jeans says that you're a badass. You can push through anything.
Thanks, man.
and Irish actually agrees with him as well too. Real quick, I want to go ahead and let him know I got Head Ninjas and Charges on here with us today. Domer's here. I'm laughing because my wife is actually watching the stream too. Scarlet 250. As usual, Fox Rider is here, which is cool. Outdoor Entertainment is here watching you, and I mentioned Maniac Jeans. One comment I was gonna pull up. Maniac did say what's up to you as well too, and Irish said you need to come to North Carolina, man.
Yeah, actually, I got a cousin that lives up there, so I think I can swing that one.
He's making moves when it comes to doing bike meets out there too. He does them pretty big. He tries to make them big and large.
Okay.
Actually, he stamps a name on it with a whole lot of bikers to make sure they know who came. That's what it looks like. So if you actually had a blank check and you, Stompy Moto, was able to choose any bike, Stompy would choose an adventure. Now, I can tell you right now, we're going to have a guest come up in a couple of weeks. You get along with him very well, to be honest with you. Is one of my main men, Johnny Cocktails. He's a huge adventurer. Huge adventurer.
Okay.
That's all. He's on the app as well too, as Johnny Cocktails. Just his cocktails is in quotations, but he can break down an adventure bike and rebuild it up to what he feels that an adventure bike really should be. So manufacturers may not have gotten it right, obviously, and then he'll take it anywhere, especially places that are not on the map. That's what he does. So that's somebody I would check him out on the app and see and talk to him. I can tell you that. I can tell you one thing: he will tell you what's the best adventure bike and won't back down off that either. He'll give you the name of the manufacturer and say, "Nah, this is the only one out there."
Yeah, I'm gonna start camping with my Shadow and start like bagging it up and do my own thing with that. Get into it a little bit, and then eventually jump into that higher bracket.
if you do it, man, make sure you shoot some videos of it as well too.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
That'll be awesome.
For sure.
Now, the other thing I was going to ask too as well. Let's make it real controversy. So I don't want to put nobody too much on the spot, but I am. So how's the sex life since the leg?
It hasn't changed a bit. No, less work for me though. So that's kind of one good thing.
Awesome. I knew this was going to be good on that one. That's just showing. I figured I'd throw it in there because of the spirit, man. This could go one or two ways depending on how you respond, and your responses so far actually just show me that the spirit you have from this incident, this accident, you haven't said, and this is something I want everybody who watches this to understand, you haven't said loss. You haven't expressed that you lost anything. Actually, the conversation you're having with me is showing that you gained a whole lot from this accident happening.
Oh yeah. And yeah, most of it's in my head too, which is where it should be, you know, not right. Just material things, you know, which is, yeah, it's always good to have, but
yeah,
base my life on it, base my life on my happiness. You know, I got a fiance and a daughter, and we're all happy.
Good, so. Good. That's where it's at, man. That is where it's at. The last video I watched, I think you posted it. It probably came this week. I believe it came this week or this weekend. You guys, it was a couple of you guys riding.
Yep.
And
from my buddy's point of view, I was riding in front of him.
In matter of fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, too, you mounted your camera on top of your helmet on this last one.
That was my buddy's bike. It was my camera on my friend behind me.
Oh, okay.
So you see me in front of him.
So that's his POV on his bike. Now, I have no idea why she brought this up because my wife watched it with me, but she said she liked his handlebars.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm not being negative in me. I've sat on a couple of cruises and I've never been a cruiser fan, but I just kind of dipped my toe in the waters a couple of weeks ago, and now I wouldn't mind having one. But those handlebar setups that he had, I think would take me a little time to get used to. That's
yeah, it's a little different, that's for sure. It's an old, it's 1982 Yamaha Maxim. That's what that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, me, I'm of age, but not mature enough to be on a cruise is what I tell everybody. And for the longest, I kept calling a VMAX a cruiser. I tell everybody, yeah, if I get me a cruiser, man, I'm getting a VMAX. They're like, that's not a cruiser, Derek. That's not a cruiser. It is to me. I think the VMAX is nice. Plus, I love that. The one I love the most was a 91 model. That was the one I loved. That just really told my age again, too, real bad. So, where do you want to take your actual channel to? Where do you want it to go? Is it fun? Is it a hobby? Or is it you want to impact other riders that have been involved in a situation such as this?
I really just do it for fun. I've always liked recording. I like being able to watch my stuff later on and reminisce about it later. And I really enjoy just editing videos. I have fun doing it, you know. There's a lot of people that get into it and just want to make videos to get famous. And, you know, yeah, that's all cool if it happens, but I just like doing it. I just like being part of the community and talking to more people, getting myself out there, you know?
I think, in all honesty, man, if some people did see your content and see what your videos are, and they get an opportunity to know who you are, especially how we do on the app, that can inspire a lot of younger guys and girls to get on bikes and ride and show that I'm not handicapped, I'm not disabled. All this is just a challenge that I want to pass through. And I think that that's something that I can see coming from your videos if they saw it. When I first saw your trailer, that is the first thing I thought when I saw your trailer. I looked through it and how you got on the CBR, and I was, because I'm thinking in the back of my mind, which a lot of people probably do, it's not a negative or a bad thing. I thought about, first I was concerned about, okay, foot brake. And then I was concerned about, all right, so how comfortable is it? Because like I told you, two of the guys I know, one lost both legs, one only lost one leg. And the biggest situation that they had going on with that was comfort level.
Yeah.
So is it much more comfortable for you on a cruiser than it is on an actual super bike or sport bike?
Oh, it makes it's a night and day difference. When
So
when I had that CBR, I had to bend my knee, at like a 90-degree angle.
Uh-huh.
And I have a sleeve that holds my leg on. It's like halfway on my fake leg and halfway on my real leg.
Yeah.
My leg's bent like that. That sleeve makes a pinch, and it just constantly pinches the back of my knee. And it was fun to go around town and everything, but after 30 minutes of riding, I'm in pain. Like it hurts to move my leg back and forth. So as much as I wanted it, and as much work as I put into it to make it mine, I wasn't gonna have it just to look at it. I had to get rid of it.
And right now, with the bike that you ride now, how long do you think you can ride with comfort still being pretty good?
I'm planning camping expeditions already, so I'm planning on riding that thing all day. Just to keep going, do some crazy stuff, make some really out there videos of really traveling. I want to do some real traveling.
So I'm gonna ask, going back to if you had the blank check and you said it would be an adventure bike, just to do, I guess, some shameless plugs. Give me a name or at least a manufacturer of one that you would get if you were able to get one.
I'd probably want a Ducati because who doesn't,
Uh-huh.
But either that or Triumph. I hear Triumph has really good quality adventure bikes when it comes to that too. Or BMW. BMW is another good one.
Now, yeah, I do believe BMW does have some nice adventure bikes, but again, Johnny wouldn't agree with me.
No.
He doesn't agree. I'm not going to say what he says is the best until we have his interview come up, but yeah, he doesn't agree that the BMW is the better one. Now, whatever you choose, your personal like, he's no problem with that. But for him, that's not the adventurer's style bike.
Oh, looks like Dahmer says the Triumph Explorer is nice. Check that out.
Yep, it is. And we got Motor Girl in the house with us as well too. What's going on? She's up out of Canada, and we got K Squiggle that's in the house joining too, ma'am. Hello, what's up? So just a recap for you guys, if you didn't know, we got possibly one of the most inspirational young riders of, well, I won't put all you guys that's in the live chat in my age group because you're not in my age group actually. I'm older than everybody but one. Do not comment in the live chat that person who is around my age because I don't want them to know who you are. But I am the oldest, unless Maniac Jeans is as old as I am. Who knows? Maniac could be like 16. Who knows? And Mickey just joined in as well too. What's going on, man? How are you doing? So what I was going to ask you too is this. If you had it your way, and you were able to speak to anybody in reference to what has happened to you, your passion for riding and what it means to you, would you actually say to anybody about, well, let's put it this way. What would you say if someone came to you and said, I want to ride, I think it would be difficult for me to ride. And when we ask them why, they say, because I have a handicap. Either I've lost a limb or whatever the handicap may be. This is your floor. What would you say to them to inspire them to decide whether they should or should not ride?
Well, it's all about how much you want to do it. How happy is it really going to make you? Are you just trying to prove the point, or is it something that you're genuinely interested in doing? And if it's something that really moves you and it's something you really want to do, looking up other people in the same condition that are going through stuff. I have this thing on Facebook. It's for amputee motorcycle riders, and you can go on there. And a lot of times, people that have their left leg amputated, they talk about ways to put on different shifters, and they all give positive feedback, give people ideas. There's a lot of groups out there that can really help you know exactly what you need to get to be where you want. I say totally go for it. Don't hold yourself back. If you can, you can.
And also too, in the last probably I'd say in the last 3 months, we've had a lot of riders that are on the app that have had accidents, and a lot of riders that are on the app that have known of people who have had accidents. Couple of us, or a couple of persons that I know that are in the live chat and also on the app have known of on the app have lost their lives while riding. Someone comes to you and they say to you, look, you had this accident, it wasn't your fault, and this is what happened. Get back on another bike after this. Why would you continue to ride? What would be your response to them?
It's just who I am. It's what makes me happy. I couldn't see my life without motorcycling in it. I mean, you know, cut off my other leg and maybe I'll get a trike, but I'm never going to stop.
And actually, I do know a guy who's paralyzed in who wanted to get a Can-Am, and I thought that was cool. He's just waist down, and they want to have some modifications done to be able to ride. I thought that was real cool to see that.
Yeah, and you can. I've seen guys on trikes with a wheelchair strapped on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's definitely ways to do it. It might cost you a pretty penny, but if it's what you really want to do, it's going to be worth every penny.
Now, also as well too, have you had any thought process happen so far, anytime you get on, where you get, I guess you could call it's something that some of us have actually experienced in the movies, they call them flashbacks, but have you ever had a situation where you're riding and maybe something came a little close to in resemblance to how it happened last year or anything like that? Have you ever had an incident happen, period, while you've been riding so far, where you got a little nervous and thought that something could happen?
Not on the bike. Not on the bike has that happened to me. I had one time when I was at my house outside, and the neighbors had to call the ambulance, and just seeing the flashing lights and hearing the sirens, that kind of like brought me back and really like reminded me of it. You know, I guess it's a good way to say it.
Gotcha.
But sometimes, yeah, I do get a little worried. You know, I think about it and think about how easy it is for it to happen. And, you know, sometimes if you feel like you're having an anxiety attack or something, just pull over, take a little break, take a breather, you know. I always got to tell myself, you know, you're just overthinking it. You know, it'll be all right. So,
Yeah, and that's usually
I don't
what
know.
it is.
I kind of deal with it, but not really.
And Yami, now I know who you are. Yami's on here. He put his name the right way, and we don't want to call you that name. Now I know who you are instead of Maniac Jeans. So what I'm still gathering, man, and I'm not a counselor. I'm not a counselor at all. It's just that I listen as best I can, and I try to actually hear and convey what is being said to me. And I keep hearing, like I stated earlier, positivity. And the present time where we are now after the accident and you're riding, it doesn't too much phase you to get back out on the street to ride whatsoever. That hasn't happened, which is cool. Some people, it takes a little bit more time for them. I remember my first accident, I was ran over, and from what I was told, the van went over my head, and while my head was inside the helmet. Oh. And my bike was tweaked and torqued real bad. I got onto another bike, but the truth is that I was real cautious. I was nervous as crap. And I remember the first thing was the group of guys that I was riding with, they kept asking me or looking back at me first. And when we finally came to the stop we were coming to, a lot of them came up and started asking me why I was going so slow. And
yeah,
I wasn't in the middle of the pack anymore. I wasn't close to the front anymore. I was hanging to the back. And at that moment is when I realized that I had to make a conscious decision. Either I was going to ride or I wasn't going to ride. You know, either ride me or don't ride at all. And that's when I realized and recognized that, exactly as you said, it's all up in here. I had to just talk to myself. I had to deal with me and get me into the position of knowing that this is something that I love doing. This is something I've been wanting to do when I was younger, and now I had the opportunity. That this was my third bike at the time, but it was a huge deal for me to be able to be in that position to actually ride again, and I wasn't going to lose it. I wasn't going to lose it.
Yep.
I think, like I said, from what I hear you saying, there's a lot of positivity coming from you and the circumstance itself. And also, like I said, your age too, man. If there were more people in your age group that had that mindset and process of what you're having from something like this, they would be so much more stronger to deal with other things that come their way, which is always going to be there. Life is always going to come. You were in an accident. This wasn't something that was planned. It wasn't something that somebody was premeditated situation where they were looking for a biker. But it just happened.
Yeah.
So I don't want to try to go over too long. We started a little late. I wanted to keep these at 30 minutes. But what I did want to do is what I do to everybody. You got to do a outro shout out. And it's a little confusing when I say that because I did use the wrong phrase at the end, shout out. But you got to do an outro, and your outro has to be something that if you are able to say it, is something you're comfortable saying all the time, and somebody or everybody remembers you from that one statement that you say. So if you had something off the top of your head, what would it be?
I can't even think of something. I don't even know.
This is my job to put you on the spot. This is my job.
No, I got you. I can't think of anything.
Obviously, I'm still good at doing that. Period. So
yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're gonna own a bike, be prepared to take the chance to become a pirate. You know, because I'm a pirate now for the rest of my life. So deal with that. You know.
That's a way of looking at it. That is a way of looking at it. I didn't say it. You said it. So next thing you know, I don't want to see you on a video and you got a parakeet or a parrot on your shoulder or some shit, man. Don't want to see that.
I might have to do that now.
It could work too, actually. It could work. This Halloween, you're gonna go out riding with a parrot on your shoulder.
Well, yeah, every Halloween I'm gonna be a pirate. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Well, man, I want to go ahead and let you know I appreciate you agreeing to doing this and letting us show the people that we have on the app. And that's the purpose of us doing these. We just want to go ahead and broadcast the type of people that are here on the app and what we're about. And in all honesty, it's just the second one, but I'm wondering the next ones. I'm trying to make sure that I get people on that can actually inspire other people. But I can say, as my second one, this is a second inspirational video that I've done. And I'm not a inspirational kind of guy, actually. You ask my wife, I'm kind of a dick sometimes, man.
I'm right there with you.
It's real lightning to see the attitude that you have, seriously. And I think it comes from who you are inside, and also it comes from that passion you have for riding, period. You know, you've been riding for a while, especially all the way back to starting out on that little PW80. I mean, that's a while back.
No, a little bit.
But I think it's pretty cool to see the attitude that you have and the mindset that you're carrying on after this accident. So I just want to go ahead and say, man, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you allowing us to come into your actual world and see it as best we can this way, in a two-dimensional way, instead of through your videos, getting a little bit more information about who you are and what you're all about.
Yeah, well, thanks for the opportunity. I'm definitely glad I was able to take it up, for sure.
No problem. So guys, I want you to go ahead. Link is in the description to his channel. You want to check out the videos. Check out the trail as well too, so you'll see what I was talking about earlier, and look at the rest of them and see what he's got to offer and pass it on. I mean, I think if you want to go ahead and share something on the app, this is something I think is a big deal to share. There's no quote unquote hurdle that this guy can't go over without doing what he wants to do. I mean, a lot of people would have stopped. We still have some guys that are still recovering from accidents from 2 months ago, and they haven't been on a bike. Some haven't been on a bike simply because they don't have a bike anymore. But some, they may not get back on another bike. Who knows? But
yeah, that's always going to happen.
And it's obviously clear that for you, the passion and the feeling that you get from riding is pretty big deal to you, that you did get back on it. And it was cold and a little damp outside.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys just got to check out the video. I don't really want to give too much more on that video. You got to see it yourself. So again, I want to say thank you guys for showing up in the live chat as well, for speaking to us. Irish, usually he's in charge of giving names for the states. He named our state Bulldog Crew, and his state, North Carolina, has a name as well too. And Domer just hashtag the name that you guys might get for your state. We'll see if Irish goes with it, but hashtag Pirate Crew.
Yeah, I seen the Irishman asked to see it, so here you go.
Yeah,
There's my lesson. There's that for you.
So you guys go ahead, check it out, get a chance, look at the video, see what they're all about. I know there are a couple of people who are watching the video right now, live streaming, that ain't said nothing in the live chat. And I appreciate you being here, just watching it and seeing what it's about. We got more coming up every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to try to delve into more about what we are about as riders, as motorcyclists, more about what we do together as a group and what we do on the app. And just like you heard Stumpy say, it is not Facebook. It is not Facebook. I can tell you this. I have 3 other apps on my phone that are for motorcyclists, and none of them, as a matter of fact, all 3 of them combined together don't come to any type of level that Moto Amino is. And that's really the truth. Okay. We got a bunch of great riders that are here, artists, designers, mechanics. There's so many different types of people that are on it, and it's a big deal. I think it's a real huge thing. Yami says Irish has a leg fetish. Now that you did that, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, man, we're only doing this so far on Wednesdays because we have other things that are going on the app on other days, and we try not to like clash it up and crowd it up. And we're really trying to convey out around and across the globe, period, that this global app of people, in all honesty, it is a global app. We have all types of different people. Man, I'm gonna stop reading these damn live chats, but Domer just had something that he said that really just made me think, and that would be cool as shit, Stumpy, if you did it. A carbon fiber leg.
That's what mine is.
You know what? I got an idea that I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna say anything about it now. I'm gonna pass it through my wife, and I'm gonna get with Brandyland, and I got an idea, man. I got something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay in contact with you. I got your email, but I got you on the app too. But I got something I'm gonna go ahead and get done, and it's Doma's fault that this idea just popped in my head. But I'm gonna get something done, and I'm gonna send it out to you when we get a chance, man. I think it's gonna be pretty cool for you. I think it's gonna be nice. But I do have to end it, guys, girls. I really appreciate you all being here. Don't forget, if you don't have the app and you are watching this, I got the links below as well too for your iOS device. You need to get Samsung and Android as well. Download the app, sign up. Do us a favor though, pictures of your bike, profile information about your bike as well as yourself with a little bio. Pop that on there. Just let everybody know who you are and pass it on. Let everybody know about the app itself. Let them know about what we do on the app. Don't forget, you got Moto Amino Studio. We also got a little bit of I think this theme this time with Moto Amino Studio is pretty cool. And when you get a chance to, Stumpy, you need to do it, man. Get you a photo of you on your bike or anything like that that's a reflection and post it on the app. Yeah, you're gonna do hashtag Moto Amino Studio and reflections on it. That's all you got to do. post it up on the app, let everybody see it. And what we got all kinds of things on the app. You just got to join it. You got to look it up. So I appreciate you guys for showing up as usual, always supporting the app, always supporting Moto Amino. Pass it around, let everybody know about it. Let them know about riders like Stumpy. Seriously, let them know about them. Don't let anything hold you back from riding. If it's your passion, it's your goal. All I can say as advice is MSF. Choose the bike that fits you. Ride your ride. Those three are the best things I can say coming from me or nobody as an advice preference to when you get ready and say you want to ride. MSF course, go ahead and choose the bike that's comfortable for you and ride your ride. Nothing else. Nobody else matters. So again, man, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you allowing me to ask you all these questions and me not be too offensive as well. All right.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for having me, man.
Not a problem, brother. Not a problem. We'll have to do this again one day. We're probably going to do a whole deal and bring all you guys back together. That may work out well. All right, guys. So again, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and let it go. This is Dragon Chi, Moto Amino, and we're going to say we're signing off. Have fun, ride safe, and we'll talk to you guys later. You stay on. You don't hang up, man.